Out there, outside of the English language, are letters that you may have never heard of. Scary? Intriguing? A little of both? In minutes and seconds, you will master the letters in Hebrew that do not exist in English. And it will be as easy as snapping your fingers. If we haven't met yet, my name is Inbal, and I help people of all ages learn and love Hebrew. Learning a new language, every brain on the face of the earth does the same thing. It tries to connect what it already knows with what it is trying to learn. When it is game on and we are trying to learn the Hebrew alphabet, we are greeted with the letter Aleph. Because the letter Aleph, the first letter in Hebrew, makes an A sound, just like the letter A, the first letter in the English alphabet. It's very easy for our brain to make the connection between what we know, which is the letter A making an A sound, and what we are trying to learn, which is the letter Aleph making an A sound. Now we level up to letters like Gimel. This third letter in the Hebrew alphabet makes a G sound. This is not as easy as Aleph because this third letter of the alphabet is not like the third letter in the English alphabet. C making a S sound or a K sound. But we can still make the connection between what we know and what we're trying to learn by connecting the letter Gimel in Hebrew with the letter G, because both make a G sound that we already know and love. But what happens when we get to Hebrew letters that do not exist in English? We search on YouTube letters in Hebrew that don't exist in English, and how exactly am I supposed to know how they sound and how to pronounce them, and what exactly am I supposed to do? Thank you very much. This video pops up, giving you the very, very good news that there are only 4 letters in Hebrew that do not exist in English. And by do not exist, I mean that there is no letter in English that makes the same sound that these letters make. There is actually more good news. You will hear me saying the phrase good news a lot in this channel because that's exactly what I do. I simplify how to learn Hebrew. The good news is that there is a very easy way to learn all these letters that don't exist in English. And in minutes, you will know them all. And if you stick to the end and watch this entire video, we will go over all the letters in Hebrew, the ones that don't exist in English, the ones that do exist in English, and you will master how they sound. On to the first letter that doesn't exist in English. This letter is notorious for its pronunciation. It scares people around the globe for no good reason. Meet the letter Chet. The letter Chet makes a ch sound, and I always write it in my lessons and resources using the letters K, H together. When you see KH, you know it's the letter Chet, and you know that you pronounce it ch. The letter Chet hides in words that you know like Chala, Chanukia, and Chanukah. Why do I say that it hides? Because if you ever saw these words in a written form in English, you probably saw them like this. The letter Chet is represented in English using the letters H or CH. And there is a very good chance that you are pronouncing these words Chala, Chanukia, and Chanukah. Millions of people do outside of Israel, and it's totally fine. Don't get me wrong. But if you want to pronounce these words properly as they are in Hebrew, you need to use the letter chet, making a ch sound. So it's just chala, chanukia, Chanukah. Not that hard. Try to say it out loud. The letter comes from the throat. Chala, chanukia, Chanukah. You don't need to overdo it, and if you get the general sound of it, you got it, and it's perfect. And just like that, you know the first letter in Hebrew that doesn't exist in English. The letter is chet. It makes a ch sound, and it is always written in English using the letters K, H in my lessons and resources. Actually, remember I told you I'm gonna say there's good news quite a lot. So I have some more good news for you. You actually did not just learn the first letter that doesn't exist in English, but you learn two. How come? Because chet makes exactly the same sound as the second letter that we are going to learn. Meet the letter chaf. The letter chaf is a variation of the letter kaf without a dagesh. The dagesh is that little dot in the middle of a letter that changes how it sounds. So the letter kaf has a dagesh, the little dot in the middle, and it makes a k sound. When we remove the dagesh from the letter kaf, we get the letter chaf. It makes a ch sound. Sounds familiar? Yes, it makes the same sound as the letter chet. Now, story time. Until a few decades ago, there were a few pairs of letters in Hebrew that were pronounced different from one another, and in time it changed. Modern Hebrew of the 20th century was pronounced and used by people who came from European countries and from North African countries, and that really influenced how letters were pronounced. So one such pair is the letters chet and chaf. Back in the days, the letter chet was pronounced more heavily, more like its Arabic sister letter. It was pronounced het. It is hard for me to do it because it is not pronounced this way today. So the letter chaf was pronounced softer, chaf, and the letter chet was pronounced more heavily, het. You can hear the difference. And in time, what happened is that these differences reduced and basically vanished. And nowadays, the letter chet and the letter chaf make the same sound, the softer version of the two, which is ch. So by knowing the sound that the letter chet makes, you know the sound that the letter chaf makes. And that is good news for us because we just got a 2-in-1. And who doesn't love a 2-in-1? So chaf, making the same sound like chet, will always be written in English in my resources and lessons using the letters KH, just like the letter chet. Let's see some words in Hebrew with the letter chaf. We have achbar, which is mouse, with the letter chaf making a ch sound. Achbar. Then we have berech. Berech is knee. Berech, ending with the letter chaf, making a ch sound. And we have the word ochel, which is food. Ochel, with the letter chaf in the middle, making a ch sound. If you like this video and you want to play a game called Hit the Like button because it means everything to me and it costs nothing to you, this is the time to do it. And thank you so much in Hebrew for doing that. Toda rabba. On we go to the third letter in Hebrew that does not exist in English. Meet the letter tzadi. The letter tzadi, pronounced, makes a ts sound, which is personally how I do a snake, but maybe that's only me. Tzadi sounds like the letters T and S together, and that's why I always write it in English using, you got it, the letters T and S together. My favorite way of remembering the sound that the letter Tzadi makes is the word pizza. So what you do is you just order it, you eat it, you regret it some more. No, I'm just kidding. The two Z letters in the word pizza make a perfect TS sound. Pizza. Pizza. It's exactly like T and S together. And now you will forever connect pizza with the letter Tzadi and the sound that it makes. Anyone ordered some Hebrew words with the letter Tzadi? We have tzipor, which is bird, starting with the letter Tzadi. Tzipor. We have tzahov, which is the color yellow, which is the color for pineapple, which is what I love on my pizza. And we have the word tseva, which is color itself. Tseva. Tzipor, tzahov, tseva. All starting with the letter Tzadi making a ts sound. The fourth and last letter that does not exist in English, you actually know. What do I mean? Although it does not exist in the English alphabet, it does make the same sound as the letter A in English, making an A sound. Wait. Didn't you just tell us at the beginning of the video that the letter Aleph makes the same sound as the letter A in English? I did. Remember the story about pairs of letters that used to sound different, but then the differences reduced and basically disappeared, and now they sound the same? Well, Chet and Chaf were one pair like that, and this is a second pair. Meet the letter Ein. The letter Ein, pronounced like this, makes the same sound as the letter A in English, same sound as the letter Aleph in Hebrew. It makes an A sound. So a few decades ago, the letter Ein was pronounced different from the letter Aleph. Ein was pronounced Ein, more like her Arabic sister, just like Chet, more heavily pronounced. And Aleph was pronounced softer. Over the years, what happened is that these changes reduced, minimized, and vanished. And nowadays, just like Chet and Chaf, Ein and Aleph are pronounced the same, the softer way. They are both pronounced like the letter Aleph. So we pronounce the letter Ein, A. Let's meet some Hebrew words with the letter Ein. First is achbar, a mouse, starting with the letter Ein. Then we have ale, which is leaf. Ale also starts with the letter Ein. And then we have the word ein, which is the letter, but also the word for I. I starts with an ein, pronounced ein. On a video that I will dedicate to the vowel system, the Nikud system, I will teach you and explain to you exactly why is it that letters like Aleph and Ein can actually make a sound that is A, E, I, O, and U. For now, I will just mention that because that explains why both my names, my first name and my last name, start with an Ein. Inbal, Amit. And just like that, you have mastered all the Hebrew letters that do not exist in English. Was that fun or no? Write me in the comments, even if that wasn't fun. Also, write me in the comments, what do you need for your Hebrew journey and Hebrew learning? Now that we have mastered all the Hebrew letters that don't exist in English, Do you want to put them together with all the other letters that do exist in English to see that you actually know how each of them sounds? That's exactly what I was thinking of doing. We are connecting. Let's go. The letter Aleph makes an sound just like the letter A in English. The letter Bet makes a B sound like the letter B in English. The letter Vet is a bet without a dagesh, the dot in the middle. It makes a V sound just like the letter V in English. The letter Gimel makes a G sound just like the letter G. It only makes a G sound, it doesn't make a J sound. The letter Daled makes a D sound just like the letter D in English. The letter Hey makes an H sound just like the letter H in English. The letter Vav in Hebrew makes a V sound. It is like the English letter V. It is the same sound that vet, bet without a dagesh, makes. The letter Zayin in Hebrew makes a Z sound, like the letter Z in English. Then we have the letter Chet making a Ch sound, like we just learned. The letter Tet makes a T sound, just like the letter T in English. The letter Yud makes a Y sound, just like the letter Y in English. Then we have the letter Kaf making a K sound, just like the letter K in English. We have Chaf, which is a variation of Kaf without a dagesh. It makes a Ch sound, just like the letter Chet. We just learned that. That brings us to Lamed. Lamed makes an L sound, just like the letter L in English. Then the letter Mem makes a M sound, just like the letter M in English. And the letter Nun makes an N sound, N, just like the letter N in English. The letter Samech makes an S sound, just like the letter S in English. And that brings us to the letter Ain that we just learned, making an A sound, just like the letter Aleph and the letter A in English. The letter Pei makes a P sound, just like the letter P in English. The letter Pei without a dagesh is the letter Fe. The letter Fe makes a F sound, just like the letter F in English. The letter Tzadi we just learned, making a Ts sound, like a snake and like a pizza. The letter Kuf makes a K sound, just like the letter K in English and just like the letter Kaf in Hebrew. The letter Reish makes a R sound, just like the letter R in English. And the letter Shin makes a Sh sound, like the letters S and H in English together. Sh. The letter Sin makes a S sound, like the letter S in English, just like the letter Samech in Hebrew. And lastly, the letter Tav makes a T sound, just like the letter T in English and just like the letter Tet in Hebrew. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you want to watch more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button and click the little bell, and you will be notified every time I upload a video like this, which is every single Sunday. Toda and shalom.